Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre with TeddyBaldassarre.com, and in this video we're looking at a brand new Tissot PRX with a full Lume dial and some new configurations with rubber straps for the PRX line. So in this video, deep dive on these timepieces, final points of consideration at the end, but also throughout the video, if you have any further questions or are looking to buy the watches, you can check out the link in the description to the product page down below. But guys, let's jump into the video, take a closer look at these new PRX watches. So given how big of a deal the Tissot PRX has become, it's almost hard to imagine that it's only been a couple short years since its initial release. How the story goes, we saw the release of the quartz-powered variants in 2021, with the automatics to come shortly after in that same year. At the beginning of 2022, we saw a slew of updates with the PRX family, including a new 35mm quartz case diameter, leather strap options for the 40mm options, and additional dial colors across the entire collection. And what was more of a surprising maneuver, we also saw the introduction of the PRX Chrono at 42mm, with it now seeing some new updates as of late. And in the past several months, we've seen some of the most striking dial colors so far with the PRX Quartz Mint, and then to follow up with the light blue, the ice blue Glacier dial variant from a couple months ago. But today we're going to be looking at the latest introduction to the PRX collection, led by this new white or fully Lume dial variant at 40mm, while also being the flagship model to showcase some new rubber strap options in both blue and black to go along with it. Today we'll be mostly focusing on the new white dial variant because this is a net new dial to the collection, but again, it is important to note that there is now availability on the rubber strap for both the black and blue dial options as well. Now, this new variant of the PRX Quartz family is, as you'd expect, more or less the same as the rest of the regular 40mm quartz options within this very successful model family, with the greatest area of novelty being the Lume primary dial surface. So this is not just a white dial, this is a Lume dial. Now, as a bit of background, Lume dials are not very common, at least in 2023, though the design format had a bit of a thing back in the 1980s with brands like Citizen in particular. When you look at some of the other examples in the industry for fully Lume dials, in addition, many of them are going to appear more yellow in tone, while this new PRX dial serves up an effect that presents as crisp white with a matte texture. Even with the Lume dial, the indices and hands retain their small slivers of luminescent material, meaning this one is a real show when the lights go off. Beyond the glowing color, the dial, which is visible beneath the flat sapphire crystal, retains the overall design format from the previous quartz iterations, including the faceted applied indices, date window at 3, baton style hands, and the printing of Tissot in 1853 at 12, with the writing of PRX in a retro style text at 6. Especially in the dark, this new dial execution is of course the standout feature of the new variant, but it is also important to note again that this new model coincides with and includes another much in demand novelty for this model family, a custom rubber strap made to suit the PRX integrated lug design. Since its introduction, Tissot fans have called for a rubber strap for the PRX, at least in part hoping to lean into the effect presented by high horology integrated options, while also making for a more casual and comfortable wear on the wrist in many instances. Offered in a matte black rubber shade for the blue and black dial PRX variants, the Lume dial separates itself with a striking white rubber strap that, when paired with the white dial, makes this watch something else altogether. Speaking to the strap, it offers a molded texture on its outer surface that adds visual interest, while tapering from around 27mm where it meets the case to 18mm, terminating with a milled and signed pin buckle. Coming in around 2.5mm thick, the type of rubber on display here feels supple, offering the tiniest bit of stretch while also feeling impressively good on the wrist. Beyond the dial and the newer strap optionality, this still is a PRX, meaning the watch offers some of the best in class case finishing and attention to detail in the sub $400 price range. At 40mm in diameter, it comes with a 44.6mm lug to lug and a thickness of 10.6mm. The finishing on the case is some of the best you're going to find for the price. In the price arena, where many brands go on the cheap when it comes to finishing standards, the PRX manages to separate itself from the crowd to an impressive effect, with a central case finish with uniform vertical brush surfaces that extend throughout the bracelet. All of the sides of the primary surfaces are polished, including the bezel that is lifted from the core case, and a long bevel cast along the entire length of the case that shines impressively under the light. The crown is seated safely within the case, offering a compromise between protection and accessibility while being signed with the Tissot T. Between the crown and the snap-on caseback, the PRX is rated for 100 meters of water resistance, a level that provides more than enough peace of mind in all but the most extreme aquatic scenarios. With Tissot being a Swiss brand and a member of the Swatch Group, the PRX collection still relies on quartz calibers from ETA. Specifically, this watch depends on the ETA F06.115. And while it's nothing sexy, it's a trusted quartz caliber from one of the most prominent makers meters of movements in Switzerland, offering 3 joules, a battery life of at least 5 years, as well as an end-of-life indicator that causes the second hand to jump in 4-second increments when the battery is ready to be replaced. And while the idea of a quartz caliber is often shunned by the snobbier watch enthusiasts, it is important to note here that this unique Lume dial is currently only being offered with a quartz caliber option. For me personally, going with the quartz within the PRX family provides the ease, durability, and improved accuracy associated with quartz timekeeping, while also getting you in the impressive level of the PRX fit and finish for more than $200 off the price of the Powermatic version. All right, so now to unpack looking at this new Tissot PRX 40mm with the rubber straps. Now, first off, let's talk about some of the cons and then some of the pros. I think the number one con of this is the fact that this is only available in 40mm as of today. It's also only going to be available on the rubber strap and not going to be available in the Powermatic as it currently sits. The strap quick release on these do take some work, so you do have to kind of make sure you have longer fingernails to get it out. Definitely better than not having it at all and having to grab tools, but it takes sometimes more work than maybe required from some others that have this quick release system. Now shifting over to the pros, one of the challenges with the PRX in the past was sometimes having the lume that was applied in limited supply. Here, because you have a fully lume dial, those concerns of low light visibility are not going to be there to the same degree. And in general, not many Swiss brands are utilizing a full lume dial in general, so cool to have that as part of the mix here. New rubber straps are actually quite good, so they weren't cutting corners here despite shifting away from the bracelet option in this instance. Finishing of the case, well done, 100 meters of water resistance. This is one of those watches that I could see if you've not looked at the PRX collection yet so far, but you wanted something that has a bit more of an eccentric statement for the summertime, or maybe even year round, just to have that sporty upside. If that's you, this could be the watch to maybe add to your collection next. All right, guys, well, thank you again so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That does help out the channel. And also, if you're in the market for the watch featured here, we do have it available on TeddyBaldassarre.com. TeddyBaldassarre.com is an authorized dealer of over 30 brands, quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support, and a full factory warranty for all the products that we offer. And how we're able to fund all the productions here, as well as on our main channel, is through selling watches on our site. So if you want to support the content, you're in the market for a watch, we would love to have your business because it allows us to keep doing what we're doing here, and we love what we do. But guys, thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.